Hi, I'm Gabb, your witty, chaotic, and secretly wise tita. Welcome to the Word of Gabb podcast where we thrive, survive, and spill tea on all things adulting. Hello and welcome back to the Word of Gabb podcast. It has been a while since we've talked to each other, since it's just the two of us. I have no guests here. I just recently settled in a new room, so my brother and I actually switched rooms. So this is more of a temporary setup as of the moment, but I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my tiara. So I'm gonna share to you why I have a tiara on. Kasi kailangan ko maka-ROI. Kasi nanggaling ako sa Ren Faire before. And I bought this tiara for my birthday. And to relate that to this episode is actually about the top 5 lessons I've learned when I turned 28 last month. Wow. Grabe, I think I started this podcast when I was 25? 24? I can't really remember when I started this podcast. I know that my voice was quite different then. It was a pitch higher. But anyway, going back, before we start with the lessons, I just want to acknowledge that I have my iPad here because I have notes. Because I'm a notes girly. Ganito talaga ako mag-podcast. You just don't see it kasi ngayon lang ako nag-earn ng video. But I always have notes because I write my thoughts down. And I also want to say that thank you for being here. Thank you for accompanying me this day. And I want to acknowledge that if you clicked on this YouTube video, it means that you want to learn, you want to grow, and you want to be a better version of yourself. Yes, very cheesy, but it is what it is. And I appreciate you for being here. So let's get started. So, lesson number 1. I learned that audacity outweighs intelligence and skill. For years, I have been amazed by all of those coaches or self-proclaimed experts that I see online, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, every one of them saying and claiming that they're experts in their field. But when I do a deep dive, it sounds like it's ChatGPT, AI written, the value is not there, it's surface level. But here's the hard to swallow pill. Their courses sell. Nagugulat na lang ako na there are like a lot of people buying their courses, actually looking at them as experts, which I kind of get. Kasi syempre, for a beginner or for someone who doesn't know anything about a certain field, it's easy to get hooked or believe someone who's confident enough to say that I know my shit. Like, this is what I'm good at, this is what you should do, etc., etc. So, I used to kind of be fascinated and a little bit annoyed, to be honest, with those people who keep saying that they are experts even if they're like touching like surface level. So, sabi ko, I feel like I have the same, I have a good grasp of what I'm doing right now, of operations, of systems and SOPs building, and as well as, the freelancing world. So why not create a course for that? Why not, instead of being, maldita or just rolling my eyes at self-proclaimed experts, why not be that expert that people actually need? Imagine that audacity combined with the actual skill and compassion. We could go places, right? So I've met a lot of new people recently, and one thing is very common with business people. It's the audacity. It's that urge to act now. It's that wala silang pake if it's cringe or if it's cheesy. If it sells, it sells. So that's the reason why I'm showing up in this podcast like this. I don't care if it's cringe. I don't care. Well, technically, I'm showing up like this because I want to. This is like one of my favorite shirts. It's giving me Princess Bubblegum fantasy. So, anyway, going back to Audacity being one of the best traits that you can have, but also make sure that with that Audacity, there is value. Because Audacity without any substance are just false promises. And since sinabi ko nga, diba, I'm trying to channel the same Audacity that those self-proclaimed experts have been showing. I've partnered with experts in the field of freelancing, funnel building, social media management, and we are in the works of creating a course. This will be a 3-tier course for beginners, intermediate, and for those who just wants to upskill and be in that leadership mindset now. So we're in the works of that. Hindi namin siya nire-rush because we want to make sure that we are giving value. Hindi lang kami puro Audacity. We want to make sure that along with that courage to share and to sell this course, we will have this na talagang may makukuha ang bawat isang magiging estudyante namin. And I know these experts, I'm gonna share it soon. So I'm sorry, I'm babbling about the course so long na. But all that to say that I want to debunk a lot of VA misconceptions. I think I'm going to create a podcast about that. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below because that will help me create better content that would resonate with you. But going back to Audacity na nga, no? I think this is your time, and this lesson actually is kind of like a wake-up call for me as well. Na sana maging wake-up call na rin sa'yo na it's time for you to step into that light. Na you don't need 1,000,000 certification. You don't need years, like as in 20 years of experience just for you to share those knowledge. Just for you to be confident enough to say that, girl, I know my shit. I know my shit better than those other people. And if the main goal is to help our, friends and other people to get to the same level as you, I don't think it would be a bad thing for you to be a little more audacious. So that's lesson number 1. And now, lesson number 2 is mostly for the overthinkers out there. I know, overthinkers represent, grabe. Sometimes I lose sleep because I overthink a lot. Like, sobrang likot ng utak ko. I don't know where it goes. It just goes where it wants to go. But sometimes it goes too deep in the past. Kaya I have to remind myself of this lesson. That the echoes of my past doesn't define who the fuck I am now. The same way that the echoes of your past does not define who you are now. And what do I mean by echoes of the past? Alam mo yung mga boses na akala mo tahimik na, yung mga dating sinasabi sa'yo na naririnig mo pa rin internally, yun yung mga sentences or mga voices na naririnig mo when you're about to do something great, something exciting, something that's out of your comfort zone. And I have a lot of those. I've been dealing with those for years now. Mainly because I was bullied majority of my high school and some parts of my college life. I was bullied. Back in high school, I was called, like, hindi ko naman deserve maging valedictorian, na naging valedictorian lang ako because my mom was a teacher, and what sucks was I was actually cyberbullied by a teacher. and she posted 10 reasons why I did not deserve to be the valedictorian of our class. Which is funny because I passed the UPCAT. I was the only one who passed the UPCAT. And my grades were like, I've always been the top one since first year to fourth year. So, there's like personal vendetta behind that. But yeah, unfortunately, I was bullied as a kid. I never really knew what UP was. Ang alam ko lang, UP Los Baños was far. So I chose that school kasi alam ko I can run away from those echoes. I could run away from those people. I will never, ever see them kasi none of them passed. So parang the chances of me seeing them in UPLB are like super low. Unless they come to visit, like a field trip or something, or just gusto lang nila bumisita, ganyan. So I chose that. And unfortunately, in college, I was also bullied. And this time, it was because I was standing my ground. I was speaking my mind. So, sobrang traumatic niya sa akin that there are some phrases that I wrote here na madalas kong naririnig. So, they're here na merong mga di ka naman magaling. Ang arte mo, you're too loud. You should tone it down. Naging valedictorian ka lang kasi nanay mo teacher. And you know what I say to that now? Took a while. Took a lot of guts. Took a lot of courage to finally say, fuck that. Simple as that. Fuck that. I'm not that anymore. And I was never that, actually. So, sabi ko, why would I let the echoes of my past control who I am today? There's an interesting conversation that I had with my best friend. Parang sabi niya, why would you be so conscious about something that is not affecting other people? And to the point na you would stop living your life because of it. Yeah, yon. You get what I mean. And if you don't get what I mean, comment the question. Ask me. I'm approachable. I look mataray, I am mataray, but I am approachable. So, going back, I've actually started saying fuck that a lot with, all the echoes that I've been hearing, all the voices in my head saying that I'm not good. I just keep answering, fuck that, that's not me. That doesn't define who I am now. And when I started doing that, I saw how impactful it was to start living your life out loud. I do not live the most glamorous life. Like, look at my podcast corner. This is my door. I'm on the floor on a beanbag. It's comfy though. And I kind of like my plushies. But you get what I mean. But I live an unapologetic life. And when I started doing that, a lot of people around me started resonating with it. And I received some messages from them. Some of them even said, Gabb, I love your energy. Sobrang nakakahawa. I'm inspired by you. Sobrang thankful ako na pinadala ka sa akin ni God. I'm not religious, but that friend is. So, I just respect that. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I'm a blessing to you. And then, meron pa mga co-teachers ni mommy nagsasabi na, nakakatuwa si Alexa, no? Sobrang unapologetic niya. Sobrang wala siyang pake kung anong suotin niya, kung anong sabihin ng tao sa kanya. Dahil, let's face it, I'm a plus size morena. And me wearing a lot of random shit, like, especially clothes that are showing some skin. Very fashionista ako. Mahilig ako mag-experiment with clothing. So when people see me being brave, I hate that. I hate being called brave because of it. But they call me brave kasi parang it's not something to be ashamed about. For me, self-expression through clothes is just a normal thing. So why would it be a brave thing if it's so normal? But for others, it's so brave kasi they're closed off by all those opinions, by opinions of other people and those echoes in their lives that are hindering them to live the best life that they could have. Kasi I might be young, but I've always thought na at the end of the day, we're not sure if we're gonna live another day. Hindi natin sure nga kung we're gonna reach the end of the day. The next hour isn't promised. The next few seconds isn't promised, to be honest. So, why would I keep living a life trying to shrink myself into spaces na wala namang ibang ginawa kundi paliitin ka ng paliitin? You get me? So ngayon, if you're one of those people who've actually messaged me na na-inspire ko kayo or na motivate kayo sa akin, I know I do not have the biggest following, but I want to tell you that you're the reason that I want to keep going, that I want to keep sharing, that I want to keep doing this podcast kahit wala naman ako, technically wala akong nakukuha and it's taking a lot of my time, but it's making me happy na merong mga nagfi-feedback sa inyo na thank you for talking about this topic, thank you for talking about this issue, thank you for sharing your thoughts about this. I appreciate those. And if you are one of those people na wala pang cheerleader and you're trying to step out of your comfort zone, message me because I will be your head cheerleader. I will tell you that you are doing a great job as long as you're living your life out loud without hurting anyone. Without hurting anyone, I'll be there to support you. I'll be there to cheer you on. And I know that I'm talking about being visible and living your life out loud, but in all honesty, yes, I live my life out loud, but I also realized that you don't always have to be visible to be valuable. Ooh, arte. Pero the thing is, I've realized that presence hits harder with your absence. So this is lesson number 3. Make them feel your absence so your presence will be more valuable. Grabe dati, I've always been that person na yes lang ang sagot kapag tinanong mo na, uy, pwede ka ba? Uy, can I ask you a favor? Can you do this for me? Whatever it is, I just say yes. Kasi sabi ko, I value that person, or parang nahihiya akong mag-no kasi people pleaser ako noon. Wow, this bitch was a people pleaser. Ngayon na lang ako talaga nagkakaroon ng spine to say, hell no, I have other shit to do, I have more important shit to do than to cater to your needs. Lalo na kapag yung nanghihingi ng favor sa akin are the type of people na oportunista. Yung lagi na lang kilala ka kapag may kailangan, pero kapag ikaw yung may kailangan sa kanila, if I'm the one who needs some help, usually emotional support to, they are nowhere to be found. Like, I could only count a handful of people that I could run to na kapag sobrang bigat na ng nararamdaman ko, I could go to them. Kasi na-realize ko nung sobrang pagka people pleaser ko, may pagka full-time people pleaser, kinarir ni bakla. Na-burnout ako. Parang sa gabi, bago matulog, I feel like I have nothing left for myself. I felt like I've given away too many spoons for everybody. Na wala nang natira sa akin. So, as people took advantage of my softness, I learned to build those walls. Hindi naman para hindi na nila ako ma-approach, but it's more so some walls or boundaries para may matira para sa akin. It's for my own peace, it's for my own sanity, Because, diba, how would you even pour from an empty cup? I will not be able to give love and care and support and understanding to the people who deserve it if I keep giving it away to just anybody. So that was the moment I realized that I have the power to cut them off. And I am not afraid to use that. I don't care if may pinagsamahan tayo ng 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. But the moment you become an energy vampire, na sobrang nadidrain mo na ako, I will either slowly stay away from you, or I will cut you off. Lalo na kapag sobrang na-disrespect na ako, I am not afraid to cut people off. I am not afraid to end relationships that are disrespectful, that are not filling my cup. I am not afraid to let go of people who just wants to keep on taking. Kasi sabi ko, kawawa naman yung mga taong nagmamahal talaga sa akin. Oh my God. If my voice gets a little shaky, it's because naluluha ako. I'm going through something. I know, life is lifing. But, sabi ko, kawawa naman yung mga taong nagbibigay din sa akin ng oras, ng pagmamahal, ng aruga, kung hindi ko mababalik sa kanila kasi pilit kong binibigay sa mga taong hindi naman deserving. So, if I see that you taking advantage of me or asking for favors and not giving the same energy to me, and it becomes a pattern, I just cut you off. It's easy as that. Like, give me the scissors, bitch. I would cut them off like, I don't care. I honestly don't care anymore. Because I know that once I've protected my own peace, once that I've really focused on the people who care and love me, parang mas nararamdaman nila yung presence ko. And mas natatandaan nila ako. Tapos, kung hindi rin ako easily accessible, alam nila na they should never take me for granted. Alam nila na every minute, every hour counts when they're with me. Because one of my love languages din naman is quality time. And, ayun. So that brings me to the next lesson, which is, it sounds so cliche because it is, but it's authenticity is key. That transition wasn't the smoothest, but here we are. We're gonna talk about authenticity. Kasi, speaking of authenticity, I was about to cry kanina with the previous lesson. So, talk about realness. Anyway, going back to authenticity is key. I've realized that it is a cliche for a reason. It is a cliche because in the world full of fabricated videos, of social media, na nakikita mo yung mga taong nasa Bali, umiinom ng coconut water, buko juice, buko juice, lounging, ganyan, just living their lives, and you're here, doom scrolling at 3 a.m. while eating pancit canton. I've been there, still that, sometimes you want to feel like them. You want to be them. And sometimes that makes you do moves or things that would lose yourself. Na parang, hindi ka naman talaga posh. Hindi ka naman talaga katulad nila. Hindi ka gastadora katulad ko. Hindi ka shopaholic katulad ko. Pero since nakikita mo kung ano-anong binibili ko, you kinda wanna have that as well. And I have a story for you kasi since I've been meeting a lot of new people with all the businesses that I've been handling, businesswoman na si ate girl. Starting to claim it now, yeah. But I'm handling a lot of businesses and I've met new people who have opened doors for me in that field. So I'm very thankful to them. But also, nung first time kong makakilala ng mga tao na, CEOs, millionaires, or yung mga even anak ng bilyonaryo, ganyan. Sabi ko, shit, baka yung kanal humor ko hindi para dito. I started to feel like I had to act posh or even buy expensive stuff. And then I realized, if I keep faking it, all those relationships that would be built upon that fake persona of mine will surely crumble. It might not be right away, but I'm sure it will. Kasi the foundation is very rocky. Hindi siya solid. Kasi nga, it's not you. They didn't like you for you. And in one way or another, our authentic selves will come out naturally. So, instead of trying to fake it till you make it, just be there, be honest, be you, and admit what you can't do, and really showcase your zone of genius. Because that's where you find the right people to connect with, to build relationships with, to be business partners. Kasi same kayo same, aligned kayo in terms of yung wavelength, beliefs, and etc. So, that brings me to the last lesson, which is trust in the universe. So, bakit ko nasabi na trust in the universe? Kasi, if you live authentically and you're not lying to yourself, you're not lying to anybody, you're not trying to pretend to be someone you're not, the universe will keep bringing you to places that are meant for you. Alam ko, sometimes we have our goals and we keep pushing for those goals. It's like banging on a door, hammering it, really even kneeling down just for a door to open. But I realized that, especially this year, that if a door is really meant to open for you, it will open like an automatic sliding door, effortlessly, and you will be let into that room because you belong. Hindi mo kailangan pagsiksikan yung sarili mo, hindi mo kailangan pagpilitan yung sarili mo. And this is not just professionally. Everything in your life, go with things that align with you and trust that the universe will bring things that will only align with you. Grabe, hindi ko ma-explain. Feeling ko it's because I'm not religious but I'm actually quite spiritual. Na deep down in my gut, alam ko na when it's time to let go, when it's time to move on, when it's time to cut people off, when it's time to end a hobby or end a project, a task, I just know it. It's just something na nararamdaman mo If it's, ang ano ko dyan is, I think the best way to know it is, if it feels like you're pulling teeth, as if parang sobrang pilit na pilit ka para makuha yun, and not everything you do, it just doesn't work. So, for example, in a relationship, I was open, I was telling my partner what was wrong, I was an open book. Technically, lahat sinabi ko na, lahat ini-spoon feed ko na. But what happened? It didn't work out. It didn't work out kasi baka hindi talaga kami para sa isa't isa. It didn't work out kasi ayaw na naming pilitin na kahit anong gawin ko, it just doesn't feel right Hindi na mi-meet yung needs ko. At syempre, baka siya rin merong hindi na mi-meet na needs kasi nga, It's like forcing a piece of puzzle na hindi naman para dun sa picture na yun. It's like for a completely different puzzle. So that's what I mean about trusting the universe. Trust that the universe will give you the right pieces and it will not feel forced. Yes, you will have to figure it out kung saan mo siya ilalagay, but it will be a part of a bigger picture, a prettier picture na hindi mo kailangang gupitin just for it to fit in. So, to summarize everything, number 1, be audacious. Take that step forward, and it doesn't have to be so big of a step, but it's better than standing in place and watching everybody walk past you. Number 2, the echoes of your past, that's just that. That chapter of your life is closed, so focus on writing the next few chapters because we're excited to read and to get to know what amazing adventures you're gonna have next. Number 3 is make them feel your absence. Hell yes, grabe. It's like those luxury goods na talagang, alam mo yun, gustong makuha ng mga tao kasi it's not accessible for everybody. So why would you make yourself like 7-Eleven na 24/7 open? This is not sponsored, by the way, but it could be, so 7-Eleven. Like, talking about them not having access to you, I want to remind you that you are a whole damn experience. And not everybody gets to have backstage passes. Always remember that. 4th lesson is authenticity is key. Lagi naman, lagi magpakatotoo ka sa sarili mo. Sa PBB dati, di ba? Lagi sinasabi, magpakatotoo ka lang. But now it's more of like, I don't know, bullshit show na meron ng formula on how you will be famous. But before, yung mga previews, like mga first ones, yung si Nene, oh my God, do you remember Nene? But yun, magpakatotoo ka, be loud, be soft, be OA, be nonchalant, just be you. Because I always tell this to a good friend of mine that hindi lahat na nakikita mo online ay dapat mong gayahin kasi you're doing yourself an injustice. You're doing an injustice to the story that you have to tell, that you are the only one who can tell, because you keep copying everybody you see online. There's something in you na hindi kayang ibigay ng iba, so explore that. Be that authentic self. And lastly, just trust the damn universe. Huwag na natin pagpilitan. Kung ayaw. Kung hindi mag-work. Huwag na natin pagpilitan ng mga bagay-bagay because everything will just fall into place. Remember that your life is like this beautiful puzzle with like a beautiful and colorful picture. There's a lot of pieces into it. And it will all make sense soon, as long as you trust the process. So if you're still here listening, you're not here by accident. This episode is really meant for you. I wrote this episode for you because I want you to step into your power. I hope that these 5 lessons help you realize a thing or two. Kung hindi man lahat ng 5 yon ay nakarelate ka, let me know if at least one of those things nakarelate ka. Let me know in the comments below. Reach out to me on Instagram, on TikTok as Word of Gabb Podcast, and on Facebook I'm there as well. And I just want to read you something na parang affirmation na sinulat ko. You're meant to remember your power. And maybe, just maybe, this is the sign you've been waiting for. You don't have to shrink anymore. You don't have to people please. You don't have to carry shame from the past. and sure as hell don't have to be quiet just to make others comfortable. You are the main character. So walk like it, speak like it, decide like it, love like it, live like it. And before I go, let me say this loud and clear. The world needs that unapologetic version of you. Not the watered down, not the quiet version, not the palatable version of you, but the you who knows that you're a force and you deserve to be in this room. So go on, disrupt, and take space, and live the life they thought you'd never have the guts to claim. So that's it for this episode, and I hope you enjoyed. I totally enjoyed recording this, and see you again on my next episode. Bye! Thank you for listening to the Word of Gabb podcast. If you like this episode, please like and share it on your socials. Feel free to tag me at Word of Gabb podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And before I leave, I just want to remind you that if someone tries to dim your light, blind them. Talk soon. Bye!